Hey everybody, welcome to the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. And it's like I sometimes feel like maybe we should just like sit here for 20 seconds. Just give it 20 seconds, let everything kick in. Let Facebook send out the notifications, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is more responsive than Facebook. Haven't seen the notification on Facebook yet. But yeah, here we are. It's Thursday, 12 noon, Green Umbrella Live Lunch. Which episode is this, Jane?
116, I think. Maybe 117. Not sure.
Wow. God. If only we'd thought we'd last this long. That's good. We love it.
Never have started.
It is like a whole week hinges around this event in the diaries. It's like who's doing what and who's going where and who's going to be in the office and at home and all that kind of stuff. So no, it's definitely a good thing. And I still love doing it, and I still love the fact that you don't like doing it, if I'm completely honest. But there you go. So yeah, another episode of Live Lunch. Mark isn't here. Basically, Jane was in Paris last week and Mark's there this week. I obviously missed the memo because I don't get to go. Nicole, are you having a turn? Are you in Paris next week? Are we just going to keep this going?
I'm in France next month, if that counts, but not Paris. So I wouldn't say I got the memo either, Christine.
Wow. So, okay, well, last week we had the fantastic Zoe Bryn on with us. Obviously, so it was me, Zoe and Kim talking about all things like conscious leadership and being sustainable within your business and that sort of stuff, which was a really interesting conversation, actually. But this week we're back to the standard, what's going on in social media, what are the trends, what are the frustrations, what's happening, what's going on. So what have you got for us? I know, Jane, you've got a long list of things. So give us one or two of yours and then we'll come round and we'll circle back to you for the rest.
Right, so the first one I've got is about Twitter. So they've rolled out a thing where you can now unmention yourself. So say you're in a big long conversation in a tweet thread and you don't like the way that the tweet is going or whatever, everywhere where you've been mentioned, you can actually deactivate those links so that no one can click through to your profile. And also, once you've done that, it means nobody new can actually mention you either. So you can't sort of turn it off and then people carry on mentioning you afterwards, which is quite handy because, sometimes you might be in a conversation that's all quite innocent and then suddenly it turns into something you really don't agree with. So you want to get your name out of there. So I think that's a good thing.
And when you get like tagged into things because people go, oh, well, you've got an audience and therefore I want you tagging you so I can piggyback off your audience and things. I get tagged into stuff like this. It's just not relevant. And I'm like, you're just tagging me because I'm here.
Yeah.
There's no benefit. So yeah, no, that's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
So the next one I've got is quite an interesting one, actually, because it goes against everything that Facebook have ever said. So they're testing a way for you to have 5 additional profiles. So, or 1 profile and 4 additional profiles, should I say. So the idea is that you'll have your main profile, that's you, and then under you can create 4 new ones that don't have to have your real name on, don't have to have a photo on or anything like that, that you can use then to do other things. So obviously could be a good thing, Christina. You could have a business you and a family you and whatever else. You can join groups as one of your other yous that might be about specific subjects. And so in theory, it's a good idea. But it's, apparently if you violate terms, though, in one of your accounts, it will affect all of them. So if you get banned in one, you're banned in all of them.
I just think the thought of running so many individual profiles is just like, what a headache. Don't get me wrong. There are times where I kind of go, maybe I should have a second profile now to split off the like family personal stuff and the business stuff. Because like there's something I want to share. I might share today. I don't know. We'll see. But it's like I want to share it and I want to share it everywhere. But when it would be one message when I share with my family. It would be a completely different message when I shared it with our recruitment audience. And it would be a completely different message again when I shared it with the people I'm connected with that are business friends, but not prospects or family or personal. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the message, like one would be like, hey guys, look at how credible I am. One would be, I'm awesome. You know, and one would be like, oh, look at me, look what I'm doing. So it's like, it's quite different. And when you try and do all that in one profile, even like in groups and stuff, it's like, sometimes I worry about mixed, because we're so committed to having like, this is your message, focus on your message so you can communicate it really well. Like things like that, sometimes I feel a bit compromised as to what direction do I go with it. So I kind of get the idea. Yeah, Kim's just said one for all my celeb friends. But I get wanting to have maybe variations of a persona. But yeah, it's hassle, isn't it? Like all these years, I've never started a second Facebook profile because, let's be honest, I'm just a bit lazy.
It's a lot to manage. And you've got a Facebook page for a reason. Like, you've got your pages.
And I think you'll always have crossover. You'll always have crossover. So years ago, we used to be able to like divide people up into groups. So you could say like, these were my friends and family, like these were my school friends, these are like work people. And you could, when you put a post out there, you could say, right, just show it to my work people or just show it to my family.
That back.
But it's
that's
like that.
so much easier.
Absolutely. Because do you know what will happen is like, we'll end up like you guys, if I had five different profiles then on Facebook, you guys would be my friends under each of those profiles. So now when I want to say one thing, you're going to get it 5 times. Well, maybe not you, Nicole, but
wow.
But yeah, you'd end up getting the same message 5 different times.
Yeah. There's pros and cons, isn't there? I mean, yeah, it can work or it could be a complete nightmare.
Do you know what? Yeah. I think Kim's listening to Live Lunch and there's obviously a delay. She just proper had a giggle there. Cool. So yeah, okay. So yeah, that's interesting. And it does absolutely, but maybe we've been fighting all these years with trying to catch people out when they've got, I can't say the name. So it's really hard to tell this without saying I'm going to say the wrong thing. Right, focus, Christina. So basically, there are names which there are business names which might be one word, but there's like 2 or 3 syllables in there, and the first syllable sounds like a Christian name. And so people create profiles, which are essentially the business name, but split into first name, last name. Following me?
Yep.
So I think for a long time, Facebook has tried to identify when people are running it that way, because that goes against the way Facebook's supposed to be used and their community rules and the rest of it. But maybe they've just gone, do you know what? We're fighting a losing battle, so let's just embrace it and find a way of making it work.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they have just done a big thing of shutting down grey accounts as well, which are ones that have got no profile pic and stuff and just attached to pages sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What if you just don't want a profile picture?
I think if you just don't have a picture, it's all right. But if you don't have a picture or any friends or anything else, then it's just attached to a page, then it's a grey account and then they'll shut it down. But
so on these 5 pages, can you put a completely different name and a completely different person in? Because I think that's what's like worrying.
I wouldn't have thought so.
It said you can have a different username in any picture. So if you've got a nickname, you can use your nickname on
That's
one.
a bit weird.
So, but they are all still tied to this main one. Whether other people can see the main one, I don't know. But obviously, if you set up a little one to troll people with, Facebook is soon going to find out, and then they'll ban all your profiles.
I'm just bringing up.
Yeah, exactly. All these things Kim's saying.
It just feels the opposite of authentic. You know, it's the opposite of being like a real person, isn't it? I just don't know. I don't like that one. Sorry, Facebook. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure I didn't end up using it, but yeah, I think there's a lot of ways that can go wrong.
Yeah. Bring
But
the
it's
grease
definitely
back.
happening, or it's being tested.
It said is being tested, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Right. Fiverr says that, okay. Fiverr says it never happens. Tenor says it happens, and within 6 months it's shut down again.
We shall see.
Yeah.
There's my prediction. Cool.
Guys, I'm just plugging in my laptop, so I'm just disappearing off the screen. I just thought I'd let you know.
She's gone to check her alternative Facebook profile. Go on, Jane. What else you got then? Give us one more, and then we'll go over.
So, Instagram have got a new map search feature. So I haven't tried this out. I'm not sure if it's rolled out to everybody yet or not, but apparently, so if you're somewhere and you want to look for local businesses, say hairdressers or a cafe or whatever in a town you're in, you can look at the map search feature. It will show the profiles of those particular businesses, and then you can obviously have a look at them. You can save them for later, or you can share them with your friends. So I thought that sounded like quite a good one if you're out and about looking for something to do.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Snap Maps.
Yes,
thing.
yes.
So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, she's gone. She obviously didn't like what we said.
There is honestly, even when I didn't plug my laptop in, I was like, I'm really not ahead this week. Like normally I've plugged my laptop in, I'm ready, and now I'm going to have to say, guys, I'm disappearing off the screen. But
Oh, well.
I guess it's just the two of us.
Indeed. Well, you had a story as well, didn't you, Nicole? So perhaps we'll go through.
Yeah, I was going to say I quite like that Instagram story though, because it reminded me of Snap Maps, but it's good that you can share other places with your friends, which I don't think you can do on Snapchat. I don't know.
Christina is just coming back online. I can see her laughing in the background. Here she is.
I'm like trying to be really, really engaged, and at the same time, my eyes are over there, and I'm like, because my emails were pinging. I don't know if you could hear it. Normally, I like so when you go live or something like this, it's important you shut everything down. But I came off a call and I was doing something. It was a bit of a rush, and I went to shut down my emails, but because I'm like. And looking over, and I can't do two things at once. We know this. I shut down Chrome, and we use StreamYard. And I was suddenly went, and because everything else was shut down or minimised, I just got like my two screens of desktop, and I was just like, "What have I done?"
You just randomly disappeared. That was the thing, and then it just went to mine and Jane's screens. It just like was so dramatic and put them together, and then we were just like, "Oh, clearly didn't like the story."
I'm just like,
Oh,
and the thing is, I just looked at, I was like, "Oh my god!" And I've got no idea. Is the whole thing gone down, or like? So funny. I was right. I am
joys of being live.
Right, so just give me a sec. I'm going to just close down my emails.
Hopefully properly this time.
I had a bunch of links ready to go as well. Oh well, all good. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
So what was the story? Oh dear. It was just about the maps and finding businesses on the Instagram map.
Yeah,
I think that's a really nice idea.
Yeah. Although, will you be able to hide your location?
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know.
Option,
I mean, it wasn't for people; it was for businesses. So I suppose generally, as a business, you might not want to hide your.
Yeah,
location.
sorry, I'm getting confused because that was always the thing with the Snap Map when it first came out. It was like you used it or you didn't. I think you can now choose whether or not you want to share, like who you want to share your location with and stuff like that. So, so yeah, I was thinking about the similarities with the Snap Maps.
Yeah, I guess there must be something you can choose or something.
Yeah, no, that's good. Cool. Okay, so Nicole, what have you got? What's happening in your social media world?
Yeah, so it's more about Google this week. They are going to begin testing the AR glasses from next month. And Meta, Apple, and Snap are already looking at their digital devices, but Google are going to go down the glasses route with a aim to understanding people better in their everyday lives. So being with them all throughout the day by wearing glasses, basically. And there's no images yet, but going on to what you said, just before we came on the call, Christina, you had like your green umbrella glasses. They are just going to look like normal glasses, and you can fit the lens into your glasses, which will obviously display audio and visual onto the lens.
Oh, so you could have the lens in your own frames.
Yeah, they're going to try and make them look. So you could probably maybe not say, like you could go to them and say, look, I want a pair of glasses like this, and they'll be able to. Yeah, I think that would just look.
That's
really
better,
cool.
isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd probably have them put into my Alexander McQueen's rather than my green umbrella glasses.
That's the thing. You can see them sort of maybe joining with brands and doing if it obviously takes off, which they already do sort of glasses. When I've gone into Currys Currys is still a thing, isn't it? In PC World, they're not together, are they?
Yeah, they're in the same shop.
They're the same shop.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Currys, PC World. So I thought they were separate for some reason. I don't know why. I just thought it was PC World or Currys. Anyway, PC World / Currys. I've been in there, and they do glasses that they put like it's really weird. Like you put the glasses on, and the sound like goes into your ear, but they're not in your ear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's in your head. Well, in
So-
your ears.
It's funny. There's like a few years ago, there was all this like wearable tech, like glasses and things like that, and like Google Glass was a thing then, but it never really took off in the same way things like like Apple Watches and stuff like that did. So it's quite interesting how it sort of. I think now is the time for it. Like now we're kind of used to talking to a box on the side that gives us answers or. Whispers back, and we've. I think most people have got some, whether it is an app on their smartphone or literally a watch of some description. Or I've been looking at those. Have you seen the rings? I can't remember what they're called. Like, is it Aura rings as well? That they record all your body stuff. I'm like, I'm quite interested in that in a minute. Yeah. So I think now probably is the right time in terms of that sort of tech. But it's really interesting. If you imagine a world where we're all using things like that. So obviously, I'm sure there is data going back to Apple with my watch and where I've been and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm sure there's data going back in terms of, geographically where I am. So actually now I'm seeing that ad on Facebook or on Instagram and all of that stuff all of the time. But actually, if you've got technology that's seeing what you're seeing as well in every moment of your day, that's like phenomenal, the difference that could be made there.
You just need to make sure you don't wear them when you go to the toilet then.
Well, it's all right because you're always looking in the right direction. Well, I don't know, as females, we're always looking in the right direction, aren't we?
That's true. But, just want to think about.
How you sort of, when you wear sunglasses anyway, you don't really know where you're looking, and you wonder, is that person looking at me? Even though with the sunglasses on, it's now going to be even more confusing if you've got a screen.
No. See, no, because this is where I'm not a very nice person. I always have really dark lenses because I'm proper looking at you, and in my head you can't see where I'm looking, so it's okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Cool. So it's interesting, and we'll see what happens with it. But it is cool when you think about all the possibilities with stuff like that. And like I said, with like augmented reality and all of that sort of stuff as well. It is really, it's just exciting.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to make your eyesight worse?
Probably. So looking at phones has made your eyesight worse.
In your eyes.
But you're not looking at the screen. It's not like you're looking at a screen.
I think it is.
Oh, I thought it'd be in the like it would show you like, oh, what's the weather like, Google, and then it would show you on the thing like, you know how it does.
I thought as well.
I don't know. I don't think I thought that bit through.
They must have some. I don't know. They're probably thinking of it. They wouldn't bring them out if it was going to make your eyes worse, surely.
I don't know though. Phones have. When we went to the opticians recently, they said something like there's 75% of young people in China, especially, are now short-sighted because they only ever look this distance.
Wow.
So it is a thing. Eyes are not looking into the distance anymore, so they don't need to. So lots of people end up short-sighted.
See, I think it'll be. It won't, because it'd make me ill. If things are too close, it's like going cross-eyed, isn't it? I wouldn't be able to focus on it. That's why I can't do
VAR.
VR. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, VR. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
VR, yeah.
So, do you know, I can't means I don't want to. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So when I say I can't do VR, I'm really conscious. Every time I say I can't at the minute, it's like what I'm actually saying is I don't want to. When I have attempted to do VR before, it makes me feel like it's like someone's punching me in the face. Like just even having something that close to me, I really struggle with. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to look into that. I think it'd be more some sort of projection. Surely it'd be more like there must be some sort of depth.
Yeah.
Whether it's actually there or whether there's something in technology to produce that depth.
We'll have to buy some and find out, won't we?
Yeah. Well, there's public testing next month,
It's
guys.
Yeah. This is expense. Cool. Okie dokie. What else you got for us, Nicole?
Well, that was all.
That's
mine.
it. All right. So
This week.
I've got right. So I got frustrations this week to share. So LinkedIn. If you're anyone running a LinkedIn company page over the last couple of weeks, if you're posting regularly and you're going back wanting to look at how your posts are doing, or you want to get the data to see how you're performing, you've been screwed.
I feel like I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a nightmare. So what's happened is all of a sudden people were like going to their LinkedIn company pages to look at the content that they know they've been posting, and it just wasn't there. And then it's like panic stations because LinkedIn are good at doing things and telling us about it later. So it was like, have LinkedIn just removed the ability to post and actually all the historic posts, and what does that mean? And but actually what happened was LinkedIn rolled out some updates, and I think it was just background stuff. It wasn't anything particularly new, or so we thought at the time. It wasn't anything particularly new, but there was a bug in the system. And the thing is, normally when it's something like that, it's like there's the bug, so we're going to roll it back, fix it, roll it out again. But it just feels like we've had about 10 days now of posts disappearing on LinkedIn. So firstly, if you've been thinking over the last week or so that you've been going mad, I've scheduled stuff, it's all showing that it's posted, but I can't see it, that could be your problem. And if that is your problem, don't worry, it will, or it should reappear. But the other thing this tells me is that we've told me was that we've got big changes afoot. And then we've had, I think like literally the last day or so, we've had the announcement, and I think Jane, you got some information on this, haven't you? They're actually rolling out. So LinkedIn Business Manager, which they announced it was coming a few months ago, and we sort of shared our thoughts on that now, but it's now actually been launched, isn't it?
It has, yeah. I don't have a huge amount of info because I only read the sort of get started guide earlier. But yeah, basically it's going to be pretty much like Facebook Business Manager in that you can add people to it. So as a business, we could add all our employees to it, add all our clients' company pages to it, and then assign our people to those company pages. Apparently you can add people's profiles to it as well, but I'm not 100% sure exactly how that bit's going to work. It might have meant just people to manage it, or it might have meant their actual profile. And you can add accounts to it as well. So, of course, you can just assign those across. And apparently you can share audiences between different people. So if you had an audience for one business that was, all the small businesses in Daventry, you can use that same audience on another client who also wants to target all the small businesses in Daventry. So that seems quite handy. And it will be a sort of really easy one-click thing.
I think people have to be careful, though, on that audience front, because if it's just a general audience that you've created, so you've used, we want marketing managers in Northampton with a university level education, that's fine to share that audience across multiple brands. But if it's an audience that's been created off the back of an email list, let's say, I think that's going to be, from a GDPR perspective, I think that would be quite tricky to manage, because as marketers, we would know, well, we can't use that data elsewhere because we haven't got, those subscribers don't know that's how we were going to use it, etc., etc. But I just feel like that could cause problems for people if they don't think about it that way, because it's probably not been designed to think about that, or whether there might, the value in that for me would be, we've got an audience of recruiters and we can use it. If we've got a client who's another recruitment supplier, we could share that audience with them. But if the people in that list haven't given permission for it to be used that way, then that's a big no-no.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't go into massive details. It just said share audiences. So wait and see on that one.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see exactly how that could be managed.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm not looking forward to it, because LinkedIn generally, they're not as on it as Facebook are. And Business Manager in Facebook, when that first rolled out, and even today, the state it's in today with that and Creator Studio and the rest of it, it's a freaking mess. It's an absolute headache. So we need to get onto it, Jane, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm like delegating.
I thought you might.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So the other thing I've got is Instagram Reels. So obviously over the last few months, it's been like, we've seen this real, in fact, probably last 6-9 months, there's been this real push from Instagram in terms of video content. We've got it was like the Instagram Reels TikTok wars, if you like. And then we saw Facebook bring Reels in. And then we've seen content we put out on Instagram. Basically, it's like you've got to be on Reels if you want any real reach. Well, all of a sudden in the last week, there's been a few accounts where they've suddenly seen a drop in reach on their Reels. And it's like, is something coming? Don't know. Haven't seen anything announced. What changes might be happening? Is it just a glitch? Have people gone overkill now and therefore reach is suffering for that way? And then I think it's 2 days ago, Instagram announced that we can now boost Reels. So isn't that funny? We've got a social media network that's got a little bit of functionality. If you do that, you get a ton of reach, and now we're going to take it away, but you can pay for it instead.
Typical.
We've never seen that happen before. FYI, this is another reason why you should really be getting on it with the TikTok gang. Because tons of reach there at the minute, and as they're starting now to do more with their advertising features on TikTok, as they do more of like I say, with high reach on TikTok, as they start to do more with the advertising options, we'll see that reach starts to get suffocated on TikTok as well. So take advantage. Anyway, back to Instagram Reels. So I saw it and I went, oh, here we go again. And then I looked at it in a little more detail, and basically there is an eligibility factor. Why do I always say words I can't say on Live Lunch? What is that about? Like, there is an eligibility factor. Okay, so if you produce a reel, there are certain things you're going to do to increase reach organically, make it interactive, make it engaging. You're going to make sure it's not too long. You are going to use trending sounds. You're going to use some stickers or maybe some of those little GIFs or, stuff like that. Okay. Basically, you're only going to be able to boost a reel if it is 16:9 in ratio. So, portrait. 60 seconds max on the reel. You can't use copyright music. If you've shared it to Facebook, you won't be able to boost it. And if you use any like stickers and GIFs and things like that, you won't be able to use it. So basically, if you created a really dull reel, you'll be able to boost it. But if you've created a really engaging reel, it's probably not going to be eligible.
Odd.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got to really think about, like, how do we get around that one?
Yeah, like why would you be going to make a dull reel in the first place? It's for them to pay for more people to see it. It just, I don't know.
So we're going to have to think quite creatively, because, like I said, I think it's become easy with this type of content to use all the features, all the functionality within the app to make it engaging, rather than us as creators being engaging. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What if you you can put your transitions in, and you can now use like someone's template that they've used. Say they've done like 10 clips that are all like 1 second each, and then you can now go and use that template that they've used on their reel. If you were using transitions or templates, would you be allowed to boost it?
I think a transition would be okay. The problem is the problem will be the sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so probably the safest way to do it is to have your own sound.
Yeah. Maybe the artists aren't getting a cut from the boosts, so they were like, no.
It's that, or it's copyright free sound. But then the copyright free sound is like not always brilliant.
No, they're really not. No offense.
I suppose it would work if you were talking, though. I mean, obviously, us three having a conversation like this made it into a 60-second reel. We could be engaging, maybe.
There you go, Jay. Somebody come up with an idea.
You're pushing it. I think you're pushing it. But yeah, like I said, it's quite. I was like literally thinking about it yesterday and driving in this morning, and I was just really, really thinking about. I would do like captions. Surely captions will be okay. It's like I wonder where the line is, like in terms of what is and what isn't, what we can and what we can't use. But it is things like we see so much, don't we, in terms of the reels where it's like, here I am with my trending sound and I'm doing a little walk and I'm pointing at all this stuff and all that stuff, and and it's like, actually that probably won't work as a boosted reel. And actually, do we want to boost reels?
Well, yeah.
So a boost puts more eyes on it, but that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, where's this going to fit into a strategy then? And based on where it fits into the strategy, that's going to define what type of content is in there. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
To give some a try and see what happens.
But yeah,
like a plain reel at the top of our feeds, we know that it's being used.
I'll just do a reel like that, go.
Yeah.
And with just like a caption, you're saying, just wanted to know if I could boost this or not. And that'll be it. Carry on. So yeah, awesome. Okay, what else? So they're the two things really that were on my list. There was something else, but I've shut down the link now, and that was so LinkedIn this is going to be relevant to anyone in recruitment and anyone that's thinking about, like, should we be bringing someone into our business, like recruiting someone into the business that is our like in-house creator. Okay, so because we don't bring marketers into businesses anymore, we bring creators in. So LinkedIn produced some research basically looking at the increase of creator roles being advertised through LinkedIn Jobs, and what types of businesses were recruiting for those roles, basically, like within organisation. And I can't remember who was in first and second place now, because the thing that was interesting to me was that it was HR and basically staffing and recruitment that were in third place, which obviously ties into everything from recruitment marketing to employer brand. So that I just retain the stuff I care about. I can't remember who's in first and second place now, which is annoying, but I'm sure we can find the link and pop it in the chat. But yeah, that's it. That's my stuff. Bit of a moan about LinkedIn, even though it's my favourite. Don't tell them. And yeah, Instagram Reels. Just I think we're gonna have to do some testing on it. But yeah, I'm like, ROI of a boosted reel versus need to think about that. How do we make that work for us, work for our clients? Anyway, Jane, you've got another couple of things, haven't you?
No, because my only other one was the LinkedIn Business Manager thing, which we have actually talked about.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, no, nothing else.
Yeah, well, in that case, we can kind of. Oh, I shut down my bloody link. Okay, I've got news, guys. I've got news. So anyone that's stuck with us for the last 36 minutes will get to hear this, and then other people won't. I am speaking at an event in September, and I'm very excited about it. You know, when you kind of go, there's things you want to achieve in life, things you want to do. Okay. So there's this particular event I went to. So first time I went to it, the guy that ran it, so this was September last year, the guy that ran it, I went, I'm going to be on your stage, don't you? And he's like, yeah, I know. And then I went to the event again in March, and whilst we were there, I was like, oh, come on, let's have a photo. And he's like, yeah, of course. And went to put his arm around me for a photo. And I was like, no, on the stage, because I need it for when I start to market the fact for when I'm speaking in your stage in September. And he's like, ha, 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 very, very funny. Right. Well, I'm speaking on that stage. I'm so excited. And this is why I'd left my emails on. I remember now. Here we go. Right, let's find it. Oh, this is what happens when you're organised and you forget you actually organised yourself. So I can't screen share it now. Look. Oh, there's my camera. Can you see?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Can you see who else is speaking?
I don't know if I know, but I can't.
No,
It's out of focus.
I can't read it very well.
So Expert Empires is it's an event for entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, that kind of thing. It happens a couple of times a year. And basically, headline speakers. You got, this camera's reversed. I can't do it. Marie Forleo. Right, that's me. Marie Forleo, who female entrepreneurs, big freaking deal. Okay. You got Nick James, it's his event. And then you got Stephen Bartlett. Don't make me jump.
I think that was perfect timing.
Absolutely.
Because I was thinking it was going to be me and Jane going, woo! And it's like that just happened to it.
We'll post it properly in a minute. I'm well excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. So it's a phenomenal event anyway. But like I said, it's like 2 days work. So the headline speakers are just immense, and that's like some of the sort of prominent business coach mentors in the UK speak. Daniel Priestley is speaking, who is he's written, in fact, you guys really, if you haven't read these, you need to read these. So Key Person of Influence, 24 Assets, oversubscribed. I'm sure he's written other books as well, but they're like anyone that's looking to market within a business. It's like, if it's your business, if you're trying to get your personal brand sorted, you need to read Key Person of Influence. I kind of read it and went, oh, that's what I did. I'd sort of read it after I'd lifted my profile and sort of stepped into what I'm doing now. 24 Assets, I talk about creating assets in marketing all the time. And then oversubscribed, it really is about building that audience where everyone wants to buy from you. So they're three really, really solid texts from my belief based on the stuff that we do. So yeah, I'm it's very exciting. Very,
there a
very
date?
exciting. It's the 15th, 16th of September. Yeah, 15th, 16th September in Wembley, the Hilton Wembley
Wow.
Hotel. So yeah, so it's like it's going to be epic. So obviously we'll be there. Some of you will be coming with me. I'm like looking at like how can I do it so we can all go. The things it's like by the time it's like if we literally just shut the business down for 2 days, do you think like anyone would mind?
Let us know in the comments.
Team building. So yeah, so look out for some proper announcements and things. Like I said, anyone that's like sat through this for 35 minutes, hopefully it was worth being let in on the little secret. It was like top secret, and the day I was told, the day it was all agreed, I think I was with some really cool people that we know in the recruitment world, and I was like, I've got a secret I'm not allowed to tell anybody. There we go. Paul's just put the link in the chat. There we go.
Oh, look.
Yeah, and it's nearly sold out already. So yeah, like I said, I'm very excited, very excited.
Oh no, I'm extremely happy for you, Christina.
Definitely, yeah.
You'll be even happier after all the leads come in after that. Amazing. Cool. Okay, so let's wrap it up there. We will be back next week. Mark will be back off holiday. So I know maybe we just let Mark and Jane do live lunch and compare notes on Paris.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
I don't want to bore everyone stupid.
We could do a French / the English game or something on a live lunch.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I really didn't get any enthusiasm from you both there.
No, I was like, yeah, or we could not and say we did. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks guys for the chat. Appreciate you. Hopefully people listening have appreciated it as well, and we've brought a little entertainment. If the entertainment was only me kicking myself out of my own show. I blame it on the heat, but I can't today, can I? There we go. All right. Have an amazing week, everybody. We'll catch you later. See you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.